The modern banned Gauntlet, boys and girls. Oh my god, it's gonna be a free-for-all. So on Magic the Gathering Online, they got the modern banned Gauntlet. It arrives on Magic Online tomorrow, which is today. From December 1st to the 8th, players can choose a pre-constructed modern deck with a card we've banned in it and see how these two good for modern decks fare against each other. Well, they sort of watered it down a little bit, but we're gonna look at their decks. In the modern banned Gauntlet, you get to select one of the following decks and battle other decks for up to the 3 best of 3 rounds. Each deck features exactly one card that was banned at some point in the lifetime of the modern format, which you'll find on the deck box when you choose it upon entering the event. The decks and their banned cards are Affinity. You're gonna get Mox Opal, people. You hear that? You hear that, Affinity players? Mox Opal's back for 1 week. You get to enjoy Mox Opal again. Malirapod, you get to play with Birthing Pod. Why would they even call it Malirapod? Just call it Birthing Pod. I mean, that was the name of the deck anyway. Little weird. Dredge comes back with Hogak. Like, yeah, Hogak was in the Dredge deck, but also Hogak was in its own deck. But I guess that deck was too strong. Because Dredge could have used, you know, Golgari Grave Troll. Counter Cat? I don't even know what that deck is. It's going to get Green Sun Zenith. Jund is going to get Deathrite Shaman back. Eldrazi Aggro, Eye of Ugin. Bant, Stoneblade, Uro. Not a bad spot for Uro. Maybe not the best deck with Uro, but not a bad one. Teamer Aggro with Oko Thief of Crowns. Bloom Titan's coming back. We got Bloom Titan with the Summer Bloom. It's funny, you know, we didn't really have a very long season with Summer Bloom. I mean, the deck was shining really bright, really fast. Summer Bloom got banned, and then we never saw it again. But Amulet still stuck around. Oh my god, we got Second Sunrise here, Twin, and actually they brought back Delver with Treasure Cruise. This is gonna be funny. Who needs Hogak when you need Golgari Grave Troll? Exactly. So I wish they... I'm assuming they did this because they tried to balance it out. I'm not sure. I have a feeling they also don't have time to balance this out, but I would have preferred to see the most hardcore decks to go up against each other. We got a pretty generic... It would also be cool to see some upgrades like Urza Saga in here, but no, this is the, what is this, 2018, 2019? Can't remember when Mox Opal, I think Mox Opal got banned in 2019. We got Affinity here. We got a Malirapod. I'm curious to know how well this deck is going to do. It's a hard deck to play. It's not easy. This is not easy stuff, people. Thought this was a no free win stream. Now this is, well, it's free win week. Welcome to free win week, where you can combo off against your opponents like crazy. And then we've got Ultra of Dementia, Vengeva. What is this, actually? This isn't Dredge. There isn't even a single Dredge card. This is, did I read Dredge? Wow, you mislabeled the deck. This is, can we call this Bridgevine? Does that have Bridge from Below? No, Bridge from Below got banned. Bloodghast, Karen Feeder, Gravecrawler. This is just Hogak Crabgak. I don't remember what to call it. Oh yeah, no, Arclight Phoenix and Feedless Looting. Wow, what a miss! What a miss! Oh, because I think they have the fate. Oh, they lied. They lied. In the mod, you'll get to select one of the with a card. It says each deck features exactly one card that was banned at some point. Only one, huh? Only one, Wizards? What about this one? This deck is broken. It's got multiple banned cards in here. We got Hogak, we got Faithless Looting. Let's look hard enough. Maybe we can find a Bridge from Below or something else. This has got to be the best deck. It's got 2 banned cards. You get 2 for the price of 1, baby. 2 for the price of 1. Can you link the page? Sure, I'll link the page. Here you go, guys. Is Birthing Pod has 61 cards? It might. Did you see 61? 29. You guys are really sharp with the how many cards. You're right. There is 61 cards. It says so at the bottom. Who made these decks? Who made these decks? Well, anyway, and then there's Counter Cat, which gets to use the power of Green Sun Zenith for, what are they going to get? Dryad Arbor? This deck looks like it's going to get raffle stomped. Absolutely raffle stomped. There's no way this deck survives. I'd be very surprised. I'd be very impressed, too. Andrew made the... Amulet Time with Summer Bloom Once Upon a Time? No. Well, yeah, let's go take a look. Well, Summer Bloom and Once Upon a Time never coexisted. Now, I would... Jund might have been one of the best decks if they got access to Bloodbraid Elf, but of course, Bloodbraid Elf was a card that got banned, so you can only have one banned card. So that Hogak deck is extra broken, because it's got like 2 banned cards in one deck. But anyway, this deck only has Deathrite Shaman and no Bloodbraid Elf. You got an Olivia Valdarin. Now, mind you, there was a point in time that Jund was above and beyond the best modern deck in the format. Believe it or not, it wasn't until they... Yeah, I think they had to ban Bloodbraid Elf and things started to even out. And then Deathrite Shaman was too good and they banned that one too. This feels like an intern on his way out of building, making these decks. Well, whatever. It's like the holiday season. Are these lists someone... I think someone made these lists. I don't think any of these decks actually ever existed. It's like, these are tweaked lists. And then we got the Eldrazi Aggro, which is not the Eldrazi Aggro deck. This is like, I think the... This is the deck that made, I think, got first, or something similar to this, got first place at a Pro Tour, but it was like the only blue-white, like, Eldrazi Aggro deck. Every other deck was playing, you know, it's just super low-to-the-ground stuff. And it's abusing the Eye of Ugin. Is there another banned card in here? I'm looking. I'm looking to see if there's any other banned cards. Banned Stoneblade with Uro. This was an actual real deck. This actually looks really strong. This looks super strong. This deck has the benefit of the future. This is like the future brokenness versus the past brokenness. These paper decks? No, it's all digital. It's all on Magic the Gathering Online. I don't think it's banned Eldrazi. I think it's blue-white Eldrazi. Yeah, where's no Noble Hierarch. Believe it or not, a blue-white Eldrazi deck won a Pro Tour. Or maybe it was a blue... No, I think it was blue-white Eldrazi. Or blue-white colorless, because you need the colorless, you know? Okay, we got Teamer... Okay, this is like one of the weirder decks, the Teamer Aggro deck, because we got... They threw Oko in some sort of... Like, what is this? Now, they just pulled this deck out of their ass, as far as I'm concerned. They just made this up. This is like a mishmash of Ponza and, like... I guess it's just Ponza with Oko in it. I don't know, it's weird. It's weird. That's not the... This was not the best place for Oko, in my opinion. But whatever. Bloom Titan. Oh, they don't have the instant... Do they have the instant kill in here? Oh, they do have the instant kill. They got Hive Mind. So, if you are lucky enough to have a hand of, you know, turn 1 Amulet of Vigor, turn 2... What's it called? A Summer Bloom. Get into Hive Mind and kill your opponent with a pact, with a Summoner's Pact. It's all over. Oh, we have a second deck playing 2 banned cards. 2 banned cards. We got Oko, Thief of Crowns, and Bloodbraid Elf. Boom. Second deck playing with 2 banned cards. Nice catch, Trevor. Nice catch. Yeah, why no Merfolk with Oko? We were like the first Oko deck. Yeah, Oko and Bloodbraid Elf. We're kind of late. Not that late. We're looking... So, Magic Online is going to have the modern banned Gauntlet, where they have a bunch of pre-constructed banned decks. With what they said, one banned card, which is not true. Some of these decks have 2 banned cards, or at least had been banned before. And you can play them up against each other. And we got Second Sunrise here. The Second Sunrise deck. This is awful. Why would they bring this back? This will just push people out of this format. This is an awful deck. And then if someone doesn't even know how to play this deck properly, then it might also be, again, awful. Even worse awful. Oh, did you see a Mycosynth Lattice? 3 banned cards? 3 banned cards! 3 banned cards! My god. They couldn't keep them to this 1 banned card rule whatsoever at all. 3 banned cards. We have a Mycosynth Lattice here. So this deck gets to play with Mycosynth Lattice, get to play with Oko, and get to play with Bloodbraid Elf. It's like a hidden secret surprise. That's disgusting. Anything else banned in here? I don't think so. Okay, so here's the... I don't think there's anything else banned except Second Sunrise in this deck. Crappy deck to play against. Twin! They're bringing Twin back. So for everyone who loves Twin, this is your time. This is your time. Deceiver Exarch and Pestermite are back with Serum Visions, Twisted Image. I don't think they should have put this card in the deck. This was a meta call when Infect was very popular, but this metagame doesn't care. This is not the metagame for this card at all. Twisted Image doesn't matter. Anyway, I guess it can snipe off some Hierarchs in this list of cards. Any other banned cards in here? We got the Splinter Twin. Splinter Twin's the reason this deck is banned. And I think that's it. Jace, Architect of Thought. Oh god, this deck is really showing its age. They would hands down play Jace the Mind Sculptor right now. And Blue-Red Aggro. Now this might have 2 banned cards. No, I guess it didn't ever play with Faithless Looting. But this was the Delver deck. This was actually the main reason Treasure Cruise got banned, because this deck at the time was so cheap. It was like a budget deck. The only card that was expensive was Scalding Tarn. I mean, but that wasn't too bad. You just play with some other fetch land if you really needed to. The cards were banned once. No, but I think it was... They've also specifically said that the description... Each deck features exactly 1 card that was banned at one point in the lifetime of the modern format. 1 card! Lies. Absolutely lies. Oh, Gataxian Probe. They gotta fix their description. They fucked up. This has 2 banned cards. Oh boy. Hey, it's the modern banned Gauntlet. But I think they should do this again, but just throw 3 banned cards in every single deck. What do we have here on the sideboard? Oh my god, they had Tidebinder Mage in the sideboard? I don't remember that at all. Stock of Tidebinder Mage are gonna go up. Gonna go up. What is the best? I hope they publish the results. I hope there's like leagues you can play in and like it shows which one's the best deck. I think that would be pretty cool. Gataxian Probe is one of the best cards to ever... Very subtly one of the best cards to ever exist. Very subtly. Because, I mean, it took a long time for it to get banned in basically every format. Okay, everyone, welcome to Coffee and MTG. I hope you got all energized by looking at all those banned cards. And now it's time to get energized looking at sponsors. And you know what sponsors that we look at. We look at sponsors like FusionGamingOnline.com. Deal of the week, save up to 20% off old Dungeons and Dragons inventory. The little books, the dice, and everything, 20% off at FusionGamingOnline.com this week. Also, don't forget to use coupon code Nikachu for an additional 5% off all your purchases. And, of course, we got Mana Traders, the premier place to rent Magic cards online. For a rental fee, you get X amount of ticks to borrow, and you can borrow whatever deck within that limit. And if you're done with that deck, if you're tired, you can try something else. You want to try your own cards, your own spice? Borrow the cards, see if they work. They don't work, send them back, try out new ones. This is a creative Magic player's dream. And if you want to rent and create to your heart's content, you can do that with Mana Traders. You can support the channel using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or save 15% off your first 2 months using coupon code Nikachu. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Morning coffee is crap. What are you talking about? My morning coffee is good. I got some good stuff here. Hope everyone else is having a good, fun time this morning. Treasure Cruise is only fair in Pioneer. That might be true. No fetch lands. Shows the difference between fetch land format, not fetch land format. I have a feeling it's still going to get banned one day, but they need enough cards to, you know, facilitate the thing. Anyway, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Ambidex. Good morning, Starsky. Good morning, Alan. I'd go back to the beginning, but I think all the good mornings have disappeared. Oh, no, actually, there's a lot of mornings here. Aztec Guy, Amazing Wally. Good morning, Trevor. Good morning, Andrew. Good morning, Nate64. Good morning, Steven, Mareep, Norman. Good morning, James. All right, good morning, everyone. So you know the deal, people. You know the deal, Alex. 3 question marks before the question, 3 question marks after the question. Helps me find your questions amongst all the comments I'm getting on my social media channels. But if you're on Nikachu MTG Streams, the YouTube channel, donate with a super chat, and your question gets pushed to the top of my feed. Eric Moore, starting it all off. Why are MTG content creators talking about the ban list? Do you all know something we don't? Well, we don't. Are we talking about the ban list? We're talking about the banned Gauntlet. If there's any spark in the ban list, it's probably because Wizards is creating the modern banned Gauntlet on Magic the Gathering Online. All these decks with banned cards in them. Some of them have more than 1. Some of them have more than 2. Good morning, Javier. Cody, good morning. I don't drink coffee. Am I still welcome here? Absolutely. Whatever you want to drink. It's all good. It's the morning show for some people. It's the evening show for others. It's the afternoon show for other people as well. Albert from the Modern Ban Gauntlet. What cards are most likely to get unbanned? Alright, let's take a look. I think no. I think no on Birthing Pod. I'm an anti-Birthing Pod person. I think Birthing Pod is a mistake. Like anyone who, if you hate playing against Teferi Time Raveler, you'll hate playing against Birthing Pod, because like Birthing Pod will still be, and its Birthing Pod I think is harder to remove than a Teferi. Or maybe I'm wrong. There's a lot of artifact removal these days, but like Birthing Pod's like a must-answer card, or you're just probably gonna lose. At least with Teferi, you're in a really bad spot if you don't kill it next turn. But Birthing Pod, like, it's on the board. You're really screwed if you do not win or destroy it. Hogak 0%. Green. I think actually. Okay, so I guess just taking a good look. Greatest chance to get unbanned, Green Sun Zenith. I really don't care what people say about this card. I think we have better cards than Green Sun Zenith right now. I think Finale of Devastation is better than this card for the most part. You know, I think for the tutor... I mean, some deck will play this, for sure. Some deck will play this, but I think it's the most innocent on here. It's not even clear every deck would play it. It's not clear to me every deck would play it. Alan, Nikachu, you ever have a morning guest or co-host for a morning? I've had it many times. We've slowed down on that, but I'm thinking of ramping it back up. We're going to get the guests back. Looking at the popularity and success of 4-color controller Omnath Yorion piles, would Astrolabe make mana too good? Would it just replace Abundant Growth? Yeah, it would. That card was just too good. It was too good in the Urza decks, and it fixed mana too easily. Because not only do you fix mana, it should have required snow mana to change the mana. But like, not only, maybe then it would be too good. But it cantripped. That was the problem. The cantrip was too big of a deal. Oh, where Mareep is, it's 11 o'clock at night. So I guess you're just part of this Coffee and MTG. You're part of the morning show right before you go to sleep. Maybe they will unban the second card not listed? The second card not listed? What? Not sure what that means. Treasure Cruise is the most likely unbanned? You're fucking nuts. You're nuts. You're crazy. You want to bring Ancestral Recall to Modern? Is that what you're trying to tell me, Mikey J? You think Ancestral Recall is fine in Modern? This is okay. This is fine. Because that's how we looked at this back in the day. Like, they brought Ancestral Recall to Modern, and of course the Delver deck was just built around this card and just crushed everybody. Well, there was fight back. Like, at first, the Delver decks crushed Pod, and then Pod eventually, funny enough, just adopted Siege Rhino, and then the win rate switched. It flipped around. Too bad Splinter Twin list doesn't include Teferi. No, it's the old-fashioned Splinter Twin. Basically, the deck in its time period versus decks in their time period. Wither thinks you can unban Pod, Twin, and Green Sun Zenith. Of course, I'd want Oko. Oh, God. modern playable, not broken. You want the abs. You like the abs of Oko. Oko stays in shape. Like, I would say Green Sun Zenith most likely to get unbanned. Second most likely would be Twin. Like I said, I think you kind of unban Twin. I don't think people are going to be happy about it getting unbanned, but I think you can unban Twin. No one will like it. You think Deathrite might get unbanned? With Deathrite, it's a Deathrite Shaman. So, I mean, I've made my opinion about this before. My problem with Deathrite Shaman is, I think it's like a fine card overall, but there comes a point where the best Deathrite Shaman deck is discovered, and then, like, nothing is better than that Deathrite Shaman deck. Once you find the best Deathrite Shaman deck, it's over. And then you gotta ban it. Because the mana efficiency and the utility of Deathrite Shaman is just too strong for that one archetype. I would like to see Deathrite Shaman unbanned just to be rebanned like in 3 months, though. Unbanned Second Sunrise. That was a funny deck to play. Oh, God. What's with you people? That was an awful deck. It's an awful deck to play against. I think it's... I don't know. Maybe it's fun to play with for people who like to just move cards around constantly. I like to turn my cards sideways, thank you very much. Bringing them back from the graveyard to the battlefield, and from my hand to the battlefield to the graveyard to the battlefield. You know, that not nearly as exciting. Not nearly as exciting. Brendan, I think the second card, they meant the cards that are also banned in those deck lists that were unannounced. Faithless Looting? What? I think by second card, they meant the cards that are also banned. I don't get it. Dredge would totally use Treasure Cruise. Now that I like, that is an interesting question. Would Dredge play Treasure Cruise? I don't think so, actually, because they want to discard cards. They might as well stick to Faithless Looting and Cathartic Reunion. I'd have to ask Sodek. Would Dredge play Treasure Cruise? It's not hard to splash. They have a lot of cards in their graveyard. But would they want even... They might even want to keep their graveyard full for Ox of Igonus. And also just their Dredge cards and Dredge creatures. I don't know if they want to exile their cards for that. It's hard to say. Flowers Storm King, thank you for your insight about coaching as a possible avenue towards improvement. I come from the FGC, and I know a little bit about improvement, but not so much about improving at card games. It's difficult, especially in especially in Magic. The way you mostly learn these days is you watch good players stream. Watch the good players. There's people who play for fun and people who play to win. Watch the winning players. And then every so often maybe probe them, like, why did you do, like, what's the reasoning behind this over that, and learn that way. You can learn a lot from watching people, but of course you need to understand the reasoning behind it. So in some ways there's a lot more information than ever before, but there's not a lot of theory-based information. Like, there's no book on Magic the Gathering and the theory behind it. And unfortunately, I mean, I tried to do something like that before. Like, I was making videos on strategy, and I know a lot of people still want me to make them, but they're, like, grossly unpopular. Most people aren't trying to improve at Magic. They think, I just need to buy a deck. I just need like $1,500, and I can win tournaments like everyone else. But the problem is, once you get that $1,500 deck, you find out that you're in a tournament with everyone else who has a $1,500 deck, and now you still gotta earn your victories. You still gotta win. Oh God, Dragon Rage Chandler in the Treasure Cruise era? Good God, that would be insane. That would be just insane. Where's the artifact lands? I guess they were always banned. These decks, by the way, they're pulled from, like, some... Well, most of them were pulled from some era. So, like, they're just taking a deck from the era. So, like, this deck didn't ever have artifact lands in it. By the time it had, like, Spire of Industry. You know what I mean? Punishing Fire, pretty dirty. I'd like to see a red-green X mid-range deck. They're worried about it being too strong. I think at this point it's probably not too strong. It's probably just going to piss off the tribal players, though. First Doise, as a player who's only played a year or so, I'd really like to see Deathrite in action. I think it's very strong, but it looks fun. Oh, it is fun. It's a really fun card to play. Same as Twin. Cruise can stay 6 feet under, please. I don't think you guys have seen the power of Treasure Cruise. I wonder, as a Merfolk deck, maybe we should have played that card. Who knows? Maybe there's some percentage points lost not playing that card. Back in the day. Patrick Chapin wrote Next Level Magic 10-ish years ago, published by Star City Games. Yes. I know he was one person that tried to, you know, push the strategic direction. To be honest, I haven't read the book, so I don't know what he covers and what he doesn't cover. I mean, I personally am just an amalgamation of like millions of different Magic articles that I've read and also other really strong players that I've talked to. Remember the name Canadian Threshold? Yes. Old Legacy deck. We need Simian Spirit Guide and Elvish Spirit Guide. Well, Elvish Spirit Guide never was legal in Modern. Simian, though, on the other hand, that was a different Spirit Guide. Oh my god, you guys have so... Oh, I'm pretty close to the bottom here. Who have the best... You mean abs? Who has better who has better abs than Oko? I don't think anybody has better abs than Oko. Alejandro says, I like watching fun and good players like Nikachu because Jensen, Yellow Hat are good but boring. Hey, there's some people who are more focused on the game, that's all. And make no mistake, if I might look boring if I just never pay attention to the chat and focus 100% on the game. Like it's very important. Like I envy them in a lot of ways because they're 100% focused on the game and not trying to be an entertaining Twitch streamer. But you know, you got to give and take in this industry. I have made my peace like 7 years ago. It's much more important to be a content creator than to be a professional Magic player. I will survive the test of time. Although I have to say, I was thinking about making a video of like Magic players that stood the test of time, and one of them would be Gabriel Nassif. That guy's been around since almost the beginning. There's like very old videos of him, and he's still here. He's still kicking. Could a Lurrus or Companion Mechanic ban be beneficial for the meta, in your opinion? Not really, because the meta is pretty diverse right now. I would say it's unfair. I would say Modern, the format, it's diverse, but it's not fair because most of the decks are Companion decks. So I think it would be more fair. I don't know if it would necessarily benefit the meta, but I would think it would be more fair if they just banned the companions. Because it's not very fair to the players that cannot play them. And I'm not speaking too much as a Merfolk player because I'm fine with how the meta is, even though I have no companion, but like I imagine there's a lot of decks that just cannot compete in this meta game because they have no companion available to them. No companion. Imagine humans had a companions. They have nothing, right? They have nothing. When are we gonna get Nikachu the lunchbox and the flamethrower? Oh, from Spaceballs. Spaceballs the lunchbox. Spaceballs the coloring book. What new archetype would you like to see grow to a competitive level? You mean what? I would like to see Slivers. I would like to see Slivers. I think it'd be cool to see Slivers come back in action. But they're missing Crystalline Sliver. They really need Crystalline Sliver, or it's like impossible. Oh man, 2 Modern Horizons and they didn't print it. Crystalline Sliver. 2 Modern Horizons went by. No Crystalline Sliver. Unbelievable. Yeah, Nikachu the movie. Nikachu the movie, the YouTube channel, the game. 2 Modern Horizons went by, and they did not reprint Crystalline Sliver. Unbelievable. This card will single-handedly bring the Slivers deck back to prominence. Back to the glory days. Back in Tempest or whatever, whatever the hell standard format it was back then. Bring back counter Slivers. But they need this. They really need this. They need to protect their stupid little creatures. Because right now they just get shot down out of the air one by one. And it's pointless. How do you choose your YouTube name? I chose my username and I put MTG at the end. Boom. I thought it was brilliant. Look at that branding. Detective Nikachu. Look at this. I'll just rip off everything that has the name Pikachu on it. Paulo Vitor also has been around. Has he been around forever? I guess he might be one of those old timers as well. Tyler, why are your houseplants covered with plastic? My wife's probably like hearing this in the background. So some plants are covered in plastic because of one of two reasons. Maybe they're contaminated with bugs and they need to stay away from all the other plants so nothing else gets contaminated, or it's a new plant that has been purchased and if it has bugs, it needs to stay away from everything else. Because whenever you get like a new plant from somewhere and if you immediately put it with your, like, I don't know, your garden of all your other plants, you might infect them all with their little stupid bugs. So what ends up happening is you like quarantine them. This is like a form of quarantining. You put the plastic bag over the plant and keep the bugs inside, and then eventually you kill the bugs, and then you can bring the plant in all the other cards. Oh, sorry, all the other plant. To the rest of the plants. Bring it back to the family. Mixing up gardening and magic. Too much mixing it up. Jason, if you were in a movie, who would be your stunt double? I want to say Jim Carrey, but I think Jim Carrey is usually not the stunt double. That's my answer anyway. It'd be a very expensive stunt double. Remember when Slivers first appeared and they all buffed buffed every other Sliver no matter who controlled it? Pepperidge Farm remembers. And that was a cool thing about Slivers. That's what made it Slivers. Like they make Slivers like it's merfolk. Slivers back then, every sliver was basically Lord of Atlantis. But now Slivers, they're lame. They are lame. Well, no, this is the wrong one. Was it Gigantic Sliver? Give me the English one. Slivers, creatures you control get +3/+3. See, it only buffs up your Slivers now. That's so lame. Isn't GTA most likely to get unbanned? I don't even think Hammer Time would play it. No, well, we were just evaluating which cards would get unbanned from that list, from that gauntlet. What do you think about Lantern Control Deck? Is it becoming a little bit more played thanks to Urza Saga? No. I mean, yes, it is getting more played, but it's still trash because they don't have Opal. You need Opal to get the Ensnaring Bridge online very early and to dump the hand. They need to dump the hand. Gold medals. My girlfriend was watching Nikachu on YouTube yesterday and asked me who you were. I said, the real Nikachu? Yeah, I'm the real Nikachu. That's right. When I was in the, what's it called? When I went to MTG Las Vegas, everyone asked me, "Are you the?" I got this like half the time. I mean, I guess it's understandable when I have the mask on. No one can tell who you are. But are you the real Nikachu? Are you Nikachu? Yes, I'm Nikachu. I reveal myself once I start talking. I was told I have a very unique, defining voice. That's good to have in this industry. Renmook. I have still a hard time that you have another same named Nikachu content creator that is a Pokemon content creator. Am I alone with this? He's not a Pokemon content creator. Yeah, we can go see the other Nikachu. Fuck, and he's got the check mark and everything. He's an Animal Crossings So if you look up Nikachu, there's an Animal Crossing's Nikachu, and because of the pandemic, his Animal Crossing's channel blew right the hell up. Like people, because everyone's playing Animal Crossings at the time. And anyway, so like you can get a check mark if you have over 100,000 subscribers. You can apply for a check mark. So he's got the check mark. I don't know what I got to do. I have to bribe him to get the check mark. Can I buy your check mark? So I have to overthrow the other Nikachu with a much bigger channel. But so far he has more subs than me. So I'm losing that battle. Yeah, it is a bit weird. For one, what's it called? For one, what should I do? For an April Fool's joke, I should make an Animal Crossings video to confuse the other Nikachu's, what's it called? Audience. This other Nikachu has a much lower voice. Okay, where are we here? So your plants are wearing masks and practicing social distancing. Well, I don't know about the social distancing, but they are wearing the masks. We had a plant ban in my house because my wife's plants were taking over every surface. It's basically what's going on right here. That's why you see those plants in the video, because there's like no surface left anywhere around here. Even in like random background, you're gonna still see the plants. Yeah, welcome to gardening and MTG. Tell you all about MTG. I can't tell you that much about gardening, though. Witherfang says we need a sliver that costs 3 mana. That whenever a sliver dies, not only you control, put a +1/+1 counter on each sliver at the next end step. Let's see how strong. Oh, that would be pretty good. So you're saying like a cordial vampire sliver. It's like a black sliver. What do you think of Axie Infinity? They say it's like MTG card game, but play to earn in crypto. I have no idea what this is. Crypto card game? Alejandro, if you'd have won the tournament to make your own card, what would it be? Merfolk, yeah, probably Merfolk Champion of the Parish, probably. If they probably would let me do that. There's a lot of other busted cards I would have in mind, but I know that they would never happen. Well, I like this story. Lantern control sucks. This guy in my meta rage quits almost every FNM because he gets destroyed. He runs Lantern control. Yeah, I find it funny, those people who come every single week with a deck that's pretty bad, but they have high expectations, and they keep coming back with the same deck every single week, expecting something to change. Maybe this week it's gonna be good. Maybe this time. You bought 3 subtleties, you can't find the third one? Keep looking. Are you going to play in the Gauntlet? If yes, what deck are you choosing? I will not play in the Gauntlet. I let all those things just go by. You guys want to play in the Gauntlet? Go play in the Gauntlet. Playing a lot less Magic these days. A lot more video making. Which one started first? You or the other Nikachu? I started first. And also I've been called Nikachu for 20 years, so I don't even, it's not clear to me this guy's even 20 years old. This guy started 2015. This guy's been around for a while. Truth be told, but I've been around longer. About a year longer. Maybe me and the other Nikachu should have some collab. He comes on for a Magic video. I come on for an Animal Crossings video. All right, we gotta get those bells, people. We need to grind as much value out of the ground as possible. Gotta go grab all those insects and those fish, and then we have enough bells. We'll buy some really nice wallpaper. If Luris gets the hammer, will Liliana the Veil make a comeback? Luris bringing the cards back? Probably not. Let's bring back the cards. Destroys Liliana. I think the format's just too mana efficient now for Liliana the Veil. Liliana the Veil is just like a bad Teferi Time Raveler at this point, where like the Planeswalker is gonna die, but at least Teferi has a bigger upside if it sticks around, and also you at least draw a card out of it. So I think if there's anything both cards want to do, it's to slow the game down to control it later, and I think Teferi does a better job of that. What happened to Stormwing Entity and Blue-Red Blitz? You know what? I was thinking about that the other day. I was thinking, what happened to Stormwing Entity? What happened to Blue-Red Blitz? Like, this was one of the best decks, like, you know, half a year ago, and all of a sudden it's just gone. It's just gone. But you know what I think it is? I think it's just a worse Murktide Regent. Like, Stormwing Entity is a 3/3. That can get buffed up, but Murktide Regent can be like a 7/7, 8/8, a 9/9. So this is just above and beyond better. Yeah, Daniel's like, Murktide! So I think it just got completely displaced, which is good for me because I would prefer to play against Murktide than Stormwing Entity. I think Stormwing Entity is a much larger pain in the ass to me. Because if I bounce the Murktide, I like undo a lot of stuff. But if I bounce the Stormwing Entity, it sucks because it comes back down and it scries. Ugh. So I'm happier with that. I'm happy with that exchange. Much happier. Outside of Merfolk, what is your favorite fish? I don't know. Goldfish? One of those beta fish? I'm throwing the gauntlet down. Mario Kart challenge, let's go. Yeah, we should get some Mario Kart thing going. I can't get it to stream properly. I should either like contact a Mario Maker streamer, or maybe people just like because I got one of those what is it called? Streamlink stream cards? I can't remember what the hell this thing is. Capture cards. I got one of those capture cards. But the video games are so laggy. Like it's like a second delayed. Lag is maybe not the right word, but it's a second delayed, and it makes playing it impossible. Like, the games I want to play, it makes playing impossible. Precision is too important. Like, my brother and I, we couldn't even get up some stupid wall in Mario Maker, so it was impossible. Yeah, the capture card. Like, is there any, like, what's the best capture card where there's zero latency? Because I don't even know how these Mario Maker streamers do it, unless they just play with a second of lag the entire time. It was impossible. I did, however, figure out how to connect my Nintendo Switch to my monitor, and I just switched the HDMI from 1 to 2, and then all of a sudden I can play on my monitor now. Elgato HD 60 Plus. I have 60 Plus S. Or I have 60S Plus. But there's a second of lag. It's a second of lag. How do I get rid of the fucking lag? You capture video in the PC and play it in the TV. That's how I did it. So how do I do this? So is there like no lag if I do it through a TV instead of a monitor? Is that the problem? Like, do I need like a high millisecond television? Because maybe my monitor is not a gaming monitor. Like, maybe my monitor is not meant for this type of gaming. I play on the Elgato program window. Yeah, but like, do you play without lag? That's my problem. Because the second of lag is devastating. It just kills me in my games. Like, if I were playing, like, Legend of Zelda or something, where I'm just walking around and swinging my sword at stuff, who gives a crap? But I need to, like, wall jump and kick off of walls and be very precise, and, like, it's unusable. There's only lag if you're trying to play by watching your game on your streaming software. There shouldn't be any lag on the monitor. So how do I make that work? Because I have this... So hold on. Was I able to... I'm trying to figure out... Oh, wait a minute. Was I supposed to switch the monitor from HDMI 1 to HDMI 2? So I'm playing on the monitor, but they're... Oh! Oh, fuck me. Okay, I gotta try that. So I get to play on the monitor is what you're telling me, but... people can watch through the streaming software is what you're telling me. Is that how this works? Well, this might have been a great revelation, because I thought I threw away like $200 on this capture card and it wasn't working. I got all the instructions how to set. I thought you're supposed to play on the window, the what's it called? What was it called? Yeah, the program window. I thought I was supposed to play on the program window, but it's like unwatchable. I have some Asus 27-inch monitor. It's not the most amazing, fastest monitor in the world, but it's good. I like it. So my capture card is plugged into the HDMI 3 on my TV, but also plugged into the PC so the software can see it. Yes. Ah, that's how it works. I see, says the blind man to his deaf wife. Got it. Okay, I gotta try that. Alright! Nintendo Switch stream back online. Chris Ross says, my signal is ass. I'm 2 minutes behind the vid. Take my mic. Thank you very much, Chris Ross, for the super chat. Nice to see you back. You can just refresh the stream, by the way. You could do that, and that would work. That will bring you back up to speed whenever it starts lagging. I play on the program window without delay. However, playing on the TV would resolve the issue. Wow, you have like an amazing capture card then. You have an amazing capture card. No, the stream software is going to have a bit of delay. You can still play by looking at the monitor normally. There are good charts on Elgato's website on the order you should plug things in. Well, I just used like some sort of YouTube channel video to plug things in. Well, we'll see. I'm going to try it out and see what it's like. Playing on looking at like the stream window, it was terrible. But if I can just play on the monitor, I think it should be fine. As long as the lag is not too bad. Like, it was like beyond a second on the capture window, which made it pointless. Absolutely pointless. Dude, recently got into modding. You're by far the best modern streamer. Thank you very much. We might also end up becoming a Nintendo Switch streamer, though. Have you tried Ultra Pro Clip sleeves? Not yet. Not yet. I don't use them. I use Dragon Shield. Not that I have, like... I'm not going to say Dragon Shield is, like, the best sleeve on the market or anything. It just works for me, so I stick with them. But if you want to sponsor me, Dragon Shield, I could tell people it is the best sleeve on the market. But right now, I'm not sponsored, so honestly, there's not... I have no... There's a lot of good sleeves on the market. There's a lot of good stuff. So if you like the sleeve, then you go with it. The most important thing for me is it needs to shuffle easily. The sweat off my hands can't make the card stick. That's very important. Nikachu can get sweaty in the tournament, and if the cards start sticking together, that becomes very annoying, because then I'm like wiping the sweat on my shirt and stuff like that. It's awful. And Dragon Shield, you can sweat all over them. There's no problem. But I am intending on doing like a MTG deck sleeve tier list, where I'm gonna get all the deck sleeves, or as many as I can get from FusionGamingOnline.com, and then we do something. Well, I don't know if I don't know. Maybe I'll have a video game channel, but I doubt it. But I do intend on playing more, because like after the stream is done, like after the Magic stream is done, my brother and I would just like play Mario Maker and like Mario Kart for like the rest of the evening. And now we can stream that. I know the viewers will go to shit, but like at least some people who like the stuff, and they can participate too. But we were having trouble making it work last time. It was like, well, anyway, I think we solved the problem. Trevor must be just cringing here. Where's the deck list review? All right, deck list review's on now. If you want your deck list reviewed, go into my description. There's a link to my Discord. Join the Discord. Go to deck list review, enter the command !review deck space, gives the URL to your deck list, and you'll be eligible at random for a deck list review. Dragon Shield had a new version of the Eclipse tech. I'll have to check it out. Have to check it out. Time for deck list review. Do you like the katana sleeves? They are my favorite. Honestly have no long-term... I will say this much. The softer the sleeve, in my opinion, the more likely they're going to stick when they get wet, which is a problem for me. Like, traditionally, that's been the case when I'm using sleeves, but I have no strong feelings or opinions about any sleeve. But one day I will go through them all. Okay, we got Spectre. Spectre 380. And Spectre decided to be an ass and submit his deck list. On deckstats.net, the absolute worst site for submitting deck lists, hands down. Doesn't even come close. Alright, we got some sort of blue-red... What is this? Is it Blitz? Is it Blitz with... Oh, we got... Speak of the Devil! Speak of the Devil, we got Stormwing Entity. Soulscar Mage, Swift Spear, Dragon Rage Channeler. Honestly... I think you should just take out Stormwing Entity and replace it with, what's it called? Murktide Regent, because it's just a much bigger creature. And you need to get out of range of Unholy Heat in this metagame. You need to get out of range of Unholy Heat. Because this is what ended up happening. That's how Blue-Red Murktide, like, that's how the Blue-Red Murktide deck came to be. First, they started putting Dragon Rage Channeler in the Prowess deck. Then they replaced, like, Stormwing Entity with Murktide Regent, and then they just screwed off with the Prowess creatures. But I still think you can get... you love it. Spectre here. So I think the whole deck is solid, but you could be even more solid if you just play, instead of Stormwing Entity, you just play, what's it called? Murktide Regent. Maybe this card still has some benefit because you do get the Scry. So in addition to Dragon Rage Channeler, you're like super digging through your deck for all your good cards. But I would bet that this deck would probably be a little bit better if you can avoid the heat of Unholy Heat. I don't think Sprite Dragon... I think Sprite Dragon has basically been pushed out for Dragon Rage Channeler. We don't have room for all of them. Not to mention Sprite Dragon can die to like, what's it called? Well, whatever. A lot of things can die, I guess. But I was thinking of Ren and 6. Can we consider Bomat Courier over Bauble? No. Because this guarantees value in getting into the graveyard. You have to pay mana to... whoops. You have to pay mana for that thing. There's a description. Brazen Bar to get around Chalice of the Void. That's fine. Murktide Region, etc. Tried the Serum Visions left the stage and currently testing Crash Through in that sorcery slot, but decided to drop down to 4 sorceries and cut my 2 Spriggan for 4 Soulscar Mage. Great decision. What's a Prowess deck without the Prowess creatures? Need advice on whether or not my sideboard is trying to cover too much, and if I instead focus it more on running 3x Spell Pierce, Abrade, Soul Guide Lantern. No, this is totally fine. I mean, a deck like this plays a little bit of everything, and you can reasonably dig through your deck between... Dress Down is a pretty good... It's actually a really good card, because you get to play with the Prowess creatures, right? So you, like, rattle off a bunch of Prowess spells, then Dress Down at the end as, like, another Prowess thing, and you get to keep the power and toughness, because it's not an ability. So Kozilek's Return, Roiling Vortex, Soul Guide Lantern. No, this is totally fine. You might want to consider Spell Pierce replaced with Mystical Dispute, because you can Mystical Dispute a Murktide Regent, and I think that might be more useful to you. I don't know if Spell Pierce is that great overall. Well, maybe I'm wrong. You don't seem to have any other counter spells, so maybe you need the Spell Pierce for, like, actually countering things. No, I thought maybe you would have other counter spells. Okay, Spell Pierce is fine. Subtlety instead of Brazen Bar. Brazen Bar is for Chalice of the Void. Because that does get hit by Chalice a little bit. It does get hit by Chalice a little bit. You get Chalice on one, it's not comfortable. A lot of 1-drops in this deck. A lot of 1-drops. I would still consider Murktide Regent over Stormwing Entity, but no, whatever. Maybe this card still has legs. Prove that this deck is still good. Anyway, if your question is about your sideboard, you have a great sideboard. Keep going with it. If you're winning, don't ruin a winning formula. Maelstrom with a vampire deck. Why not? Why not? What is this? Ancestral Anger to push through damage and be a sorcery? What the hell is an Ancestral Anger? No companion? Yeah, no companion in those blue-red lists. Never. I think the blue-red deck, like the Murktide deck, is like the only top... Nah, okay, it's not the only top-tier deck. But it's like, it seems to be the best deck without a companion. Maelstrom MTG loves budget decks, but has decided to throw down a $1,266 deck today. Okay, we have the Seer, Bloodghast, Voldaren, Bloodcaster. Oh, this is a new one, right? Whenever Bloodcaster or another non-token vampire... Whenever Voldaren, Bloodcaster or another non-token creature you control dies, create a blood token. Whenever you create a blood token, if you control 5 or more blood tokens, transform this thing at the beginning of combat. This seems slow and clunky, but it is a 2/1 flyer. And you do get something out of it no matter what. At the beginning of combat on your turn, up to 1 target blood token you control becomes a 2/2 black. I think this is a little clunky. But I don't know how this plays out, to be honest. I haven't... Maybe this plays out great, but it's a 1 toughness creature that can get sniped off by red and 6. Look up Ancestral Anger. For a red, we got target creature gains trample and gets +X/+0 until end of turn. Where X is 1 plus the number of cards named. Oh, it's like... Oh! This is a new card! This is way better than Crash Through. Isn't this a strict upgrade? Oh, this gains trample. This is just strict upgrade. Amazing. Well, I'm just looking. Did the other deck play Crash Through? It did not play Crash Through. I think this is a very interesting card, though. If the deck wanted to play Crash Through, I guess this is an option. Are we 4 colors? It's a good question. Because we do have this Garzazol card here. Maybe. No, maybe not. It looks like it's mostly black. Okay, how are we? Flying Haste. Whenever a creature is dealt damage by Garzazol, I guess we're reanimating. Oh no, we're either putting it in play with Sorin or reanimating it somehow. Silver Smoke Ghoul, Kalidas, Chancellor of Drows, Garza, or is this a mistake? Whenever a creature is dealt damage by Garza, this turn is put into a graveyard, put a +1/+1 counter on Garza. Whenever Garza deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card. This card's terrible. I guess if you get this out on turn 3 with Sorin, it's pretty good. Like, it's a pretty big creature. You're not going to Fatal Push this damn thing. It can still get Unholy Heated, though. Grist. Sorin. Actually, Grist, this is a good idea. Grist looks like a pretty good card that would fit with a vampire deck because we have all the synergy of bringing the vampires back, specifically like Bloodghast. Abrupt Decay, Collective Brutality, Witherbloom Command, Maelstrom Pulse, 4 Chalice of the Void. So we're going to run Chalice ourselves. Okay, I'm going to leave it to all you guys, because this deck is a little far out there for me. Sorcerer, Spyglass, Torpor, Void Mirror, Dismember. We got 1/1 drop in Modern. Oh crap, there is a... Well, you know what? Most of the time you only need to like pump up 1 creature. But you know, this is a good point. Crash Through pumps up all the creatures. Oh god. Got a girlfriend recently and haven't been playing Magic since. Should I break up with her and go back to slinging spells? I would say no. Find a way to do. Why can't you find a way to do both? You just do it at a lower rate. Somewhere deep in the future, you'll prefer the girlfriend over no girlfriend. Champion of the Dusk. Replacing what, though? Or is this such a card does not exist? You be good in my comment section, people. You could be good in that comment section. Yeah, you're all letting me know Crash Through gives all trample, but the other one has to target. So if you destroy it in response, actually you lose no, you don't get the card draw. I see, okay. So yeah, if you, there is a risk, there's a pretty big risk there. Oh man, like the thing is, this deck is just too very different. It's way too different. Chancellor of the Dross, you may reveal this card from your opening hand. If you do, at the beginning of the first upkeep, each opponent loses 3 life. You gain 3 life equal to the life lost this way. Too bad it wasn't a 6/7 creature. Then this would be really, really good. This is but this still is an interesting card to have because it's so big. And if you get the Sorin out, like. How else do we use these dead cards, though, in our hand? Like, I guess we can discard them with the blood tokens. I guess that's the idea. What does Witherbloom command do? Target player mills 3 cards, and you return a land card from your graveyard to your hand. Destroy target non-creature, non-land permanent convert with mana value 2 or less. Target creature gets -3/-1. Or you gain and drain 2. I don't know what to say either. This is like Maelstrom's first venture into spending money. Because let me talk what's going on in my head right now. You got these big things you want to get into play with Sorin. Okay, but what if you don't have Sorin? And I guess your backup plan is the Voldaren Bloodcaster. Is this enough though? And you want to play with Chalice of the Void, which you cannot protect, actually. I don't think you can protect this card in your deck. Oh yeah, you actually have some other utility. You can use Collective Brutality and discard the cards. I think I would rather you played Thoughtseize instead of Chalice of the Void. I don't think you can protect this card. You're going to play Chalice, it's going to like get destroyed, and then you basically didn't do anything. I think it's going to be a low impact card. I think actually you should play Thoughtseize instead. So play Thoughtseize instead of Chalice of the Void. I don't know if this is necessary. What's Gris say? 1/1 black green insect creature. You may sack a creature. Oh, it's you, Potion. Good morning, Wesley. I'm doing great. Yeah, I think it's always better to have more 1-drops. Grief to discard? You mean Grief to exile. Grief exiles, doesn't discard. Run Stromkirk Condemned to pitch cards to buff your vampires? We don't even have... No, this is like... It almost looks like a combo deck, you know? It's a combo deck with some value cards. So Bloodghast is a value card. Voldaren is a value card. Silver Smoke Ghoul is a value card. Then we've got like some almost combo potential here. So it's not like a regular creature aggro deck. It's not even clear to me that this deck should have Visceraseer, but I guess with Bloodghast, whatever, it just keeps coming back anyway. Does anything else gain life? Can we gain 3 life in any other way? Oh, we gain life with Chancellor of the Dross. Okay. How can we find this damn Sorin? I have a feeling like you just can't consistently get this off. But maybe I'm wrong. I am really curious about abusing big vampires. Too bad Grizzlebrand wasn't a vampire. It's a demon. Oh, that's an idea. Ignoble Hierarch over the Seer. To get to your 3-drops, including Grist. We should have another Grist in this deck. Let's get rid of an Abrupt Decay and play another Grist. I really like this. Or maybe get rid of Maelstrom Pulse and we get a Grist. I really like the idea of Grist. I think it's really cool. All right. I don't feel strongly about any of these choices, but like get rid of the Chalice, add Thoughtseize, maybe get rid of Seer, add Noble Hierarch, and add another Grist instead of like a Maelstrom Pulse or Abrupt Decay, one of those things. But that's the best I can do. I would have to play with this list. I like the adventure of like, hey, let's play some big vampires. Let's try to get a good payoff with Sorin. Let's try to get a good payoff. And hell, maybe on turn 2 on the play, Ignoble Hierarch into Sorin into like put this big bad boy on the battlefield. That could be big game. Could be really big game. All right, well, that's going to be it for Coffee and MTG today. Thank you very much for joining me. If I didn't get your comments, questions, or deck list, hey, we do this Monday to Friday, 9 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. Be there or be square. If you love Coffee and MTG and you'd love to support the channel and you don't do so already, you could drop a sub at twitch.tv/Nikachu MTG, or you can become a patron at patreon.com/Nikachu MTG, or you can hit the join button on YouTube. So thank you once again for another wonderful morning. Will I be streaming later today? No. Today is what? Today is Thursday, Wednesday? This is not a streaming day today. I stream on sometimes Saturdays, sometimes Sundays, and I think the stream schedule is going to change quite dramatically, but I think I might be moving only exclusively to Saturday so I can always play in the Modern Challenge, because I want to play in Modern Challenges. I'm sort of getting tired of leagues at this point. I just want to either get my ass kicked or make top 8 in some event. So we might be moving completely to Modern Challenges soon. So I bet I will confirm some scheduling soon, how it's going to be in the coming days. But anyway, have a great morning, everyone. Take care. And see you next time.